When I was 16 years old, one of my first jobs was went to work with my best friend and his dad, building swimming pools. And I'll never forget the first day I showed up on that job site. The kids were there. This was a brand new backyard. We hadn't even started the project. And we showed up and they were in their bathing suits already because they were so excited about the project. And from that day on, I was hooked and worked every summer all through high school and college, building swimming pools with my buddy and his dad. I went to work with my now business partner, Jim Spees. We knew each other from church. And he was a custom home builder, so I was framing houses with him.
He was the best employee I had. And I told him, it's like, I want to keep you on board, but he wanted to put swimming pools in. That's what he wanted to do. And he made a comment to me. He said that if someone would help him, he would start his own swimming pool business.
I had always told him how much I loved the pool business, and I expressed to him that I wanted to start a pool company next spring. And he said, well, let's do this thing together. So that was in 2000. And in 2001, in March of 2001, we started River Pools. And it was just, at first it was just Jim and myself, old pickup truck, a bag full of tools, and we got to work installing above ground pools and in-ground vinyl liner pools. And our first employee that we brought on, we opened a retail location, and our first employee to run that store was Marcus Sheridan.
My two good friends, Jim Spees and Jason Hughes, they approached me and they said, we just opened this swimming pool company, got this little store, and we're selling chemicals and hot tubs out of Warsaw, Virginia. Would you like to come and manage the store, and we're going to be out in the field installing pools? And I said, well, can't think of anything else that I'm going to be doing right now, so I'll do this until I find my next job. Well, as you probably figured, that was a short-term commitment that turned into a very long-term position.
Marcus came in and lit the world on fire. He started researching products within the industry so that he could get a good grasp on sales. And we always knew Marcus was special, but we decided we needed to try to get our hooks in him. So we offered him a part of the business, and he bit, and he took it. And so we became a party of three.
Well, when Jason and I started the company, one of the things that we both wanted to do was we want to make people happy. That was our goal. Of course, we wanted to make money too. Don't get me wrong. Money was another object, but that was secondary, believe it or not. First thing was make people happy. And we had decided we never wanted to be so big that we would forget where we came from. And we always wanted to remember that the customers were the ones that put us where we were at. And the second part of that was we never wanted to be like these corporations that, you get lost as a customer because the company is so big that they really don't need your business. If they lose 1,000 people, it doesn't hurt them. But we try to treasure each customer as that one person we never want to lose. And that's allowed us to build this huge reference list that no other company has. That we don't hand out a reference list of 15 people when we talk to potential customers or to a dealer. We actually can hand them our customer base and say, these are our customers, call anybody.
When we decided to do our first in-ground fiberglass pool, we were blown away with how easy the process was and how happy the customer was. So we started to push them a little bit more. And then after we had about a half a dozen fiberglass pools in, we just kept getting such good feedback and the jobs were going so well, we decided that we were going to make it a larger part of our company. And ultimately, we decided that we wanted to make that our primary focus. And there's a concept called the Hedgehog Concept, and that's the idea is do one thing and do it better than anyone else. And we decided that fiberglass pools was going to be the one thing for river pools. And it was when we made that decision that we really started to catch fire. It took a lot of other peripheral distractions out of the equation and allowed us to really get good at selling, installing, and servicing fiberglass pools.
And that's when we looked at the internet and said, okay, what's happening with today's buyer? And we realized that today's buyer wanted to be educated. They wanted to feel like, okay, if I'm going to buy a pool, I don't want to make a mistake. I want somebody I can trust. I want somebody that's going to give me the goods. And so that's when we said, all right, let's embrace this thing called the internet, but let's have a different style. Let's answer customers' questions better than anybody else in the world has done. Let's do it through text. Let's do it through video. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's make it our culture. And so we started producing content. And before I knew it, the website traffic exploded. And we started to get more people coming to the site from all over the country, then eventually from all over the world. To make a long story really short, we became the most trafficked swimming pool website in the world. And today, during the summertime, we get somewhere around 600,000 to about 750,000 visitors probably this year each month on our website. It's pretty cool knowing that we're teaching people around the world. And I think this is the thing that makes us dramatically more different than any pool company.
We innovate. We strive to come up with new ideas and new concepts to make things better. And it could be a sales process. It could be something that's only known within the office. It could be an aspect of the product or service that's unique, that has a true benefit to the end user. So we're not complacent. We're never happy with where we are. We always feel like there's a better way to do it, a more efficient way to do it, a more profitable way to do what we do. So we're always looking for that next best thing. We've grown a tremendous amount, and a lot of that's because of the wonderful team, the wonderful family we have here. We are committed to each other, and we feel like we've created an environment where we can bring out the best in each other. So we expect a lot of each other, and but we also allow each other to blossom and bloom in our own respective fields. So we are blessed with some of the best people that I've ever been around in a professional environment.
We appreciate everything they do, and we try to reward them, and we try to create this family atmosphere. So we have company trips, and not just one day, but we take them away with their families, because their families are part of our team. It's not just them, but we include the wives and the children. It's all just a big family. And we treat them like that, and it shows. It shows in how they treat our customers.
And we've been one of the most successful installers of fiberglass pools in the country. But I also feel like we're still just an acorn that's barely been planted, because there's just so much potential within our company. There's potential within the marketplace. Fiberglass pools market share is growing like mad for very specific reasons. There's huge benefits to the consumer. It makes a lot of sense to the consumer. So I'm really excited about what the next 5 to 10 years has to bring